So we got a double dose of news today. Two brand new Transformer products we are seeing in the flesh for the very first time. One of them, a leak from the factories on the other side of the globe. Another one, also from the other side of the globe, but found in retail. Imagine that, finding Transformer product and seeing it for the very first time in retail. So let's jump into that. First one here we got comes from the slew of factory listings and factory images of leaks and stuff like that that have been coming from Weibo and all the different Chinese message boards over the past couple of days. And the first one we have here is an item that we talked about in August of 2022. It was a slew of listings for 2023 product. And that product today is a Transformers Legacy Evolution Deluxe Class Crosscut, aka a redeco of the Legacy Skids, but more specifically a redeco of the Skids retool in Velocitron Speedia 500 Burnout. Now, we knew this was coming. Second we saw that listing, we knew that it was just a matter of time. If anything, it was probably planned to be a crosscut first, and just the Burnout was just a happy coincidence when the Speedia 500 collection was a thing. For people that aren't aware, Crosscut was this character that was originally just a repaint of the original Skids Honda City design from Diaclone. Then years later, when eHobby started doing their special packs and their special 2-packs and everything, they did a 2-pack that came with Road Rage and, of course, Crosscut, which was a brand new character. Senator Crosscut. And that was in 2002, all those years ago, more than 20 years ago. How the time flies. Of course, that design and that color scheme was so popular, bringing that old Diaclone design and making it a brand new character with eHobby and the Takara reissues that was happening at the time. They gave it another shot and brought it more to life in the modern era. And then, of course, we got the retail version, a Generations crosscut in 2014 using the Skids mold from the Thrilling 30 line. So people were able to engage with that character on a more, dare I say, retail level. And then, of course, not too long ago, we had the Senator crosscut through Masterpiece. We got our Skids Masterpiece, and they did a slew of repaints as a result of that. Practically every character based on that Skids mold has now been turned into a Masterpiece. And lo and behold, we had Senator Crosscut, the Masterpiece that came out just last year. And now we have this one. No surprise, really. And I'll be honest with you, looks pretty good. It looks like they based most of the deco layout and even some of the details more so off of the Masterpiece than anything else. Obviously, they couldn't match all the deco kind of coloring and stuff that was done with the original G1 mold because there is those sticker decos and stuff, and I guess that would have been too expensive for the decos to put on the toy itself. Obviously, using the Thrilling 30 as a foundation would be tough because it's a completely different sculpt and everything. So they went more with what the Masterpiece was doing, but there is some peculiar stuff going on here. Obviously, again, it's using the Burnout mold itself, which is pretty much just the brand new head sculpt and the weapons that to match with it. But the big thing that is interesting is the use of the red wheels, because the wheels are not on the same sprue as, let's say, the red feet and the red crotch. So that was really a conscious choice to make the wheels red as opposed to making them black, which historically this character has always had black wheels. They went with red wheels. I don't know if this is just an early leak from the factory and it's going to have black wheels later and this is just a mistake from the factory. I don't know if this is what the final product is going to look like, but the choice to make the wheels red is clearly a choice rather than just, well, since all these other parts on the sprue are going to be red, I guess we have to make the wheels red too. It's on a very separate sprue, so very interesting that they went with that choice. But otherwise, all the details are there, even the paint details of the Autobot logo on the chest, the blue line on the forehead, the coloring of the yellow eyes. It looks really good otherwise. I think it looks really nice. And again, to give people another opportunity to own a character that historically, outside of that Thrilling 31 that came out in 2014, has always been an expensive figure, be it a Masterpiece over $100 or an eHobby exclusive over $100. So that's pretty cool too. And again, it continues that history because even Burnout, which came out not too long ago, Also had kind of like a thrilling 30 release. Of course, it was done through BotCon, and of course had a Masterpiece release that's coming out later this year. So it continues building up your Diaclone collection, which is pretty nice to see that. And we're getting more Diaclone stuff. I feel like nothing is impossible, like I always say with Transformers. And on top of this, well, let's just say, Hasbro and Takara, they're making the use of that Skids mold, because we have the original Skids. We got the Burnout from Speedia 500. We got this one now that's coming in 2023. They already have the crankcase retool, and now we have that Medics leak, so there's that one too. Now it's only a matter of time. When are we going to be getting Reboost? The Reboost is probably the next to happen. And then heck, even after that, are we going to ever see, the Quantum Operatives? Are we going to ever see the green Skids and, mudflap colored Screech? Who knows? But we'll see. They're going to make the most out of this mold. They clearly are happy with it. And someone's clearly buying them. So it's working out for them. Next up, let's talk about some Transformer product found in retail, and my continuation that 2023 is going to be the year of the Beast in more ways than one. And this was found in Taiwan retail, mint in box, and it's that of the Transformers Authentics line Bravo Scale Optimus Primal. Now, the Transformers Authentics line really was a line that was invented by Hasbro to kind of have key characters within Transformers be available in lower income countries. South America, Mexico, some areas of the Pacific Rim. It's a way to put out those popular characters and put them in a low-cost manufacturing. That way they could be low-cost in price. And then that way children of those regions and adults in those regions can engage with those popular characters without having to break the bank. And because 2023 is going to be a Beast Wars year with Rise of the Beast, Optimus Primal is added to this collection. Now, we got to see a Titan Changers Authentics Optimus Primal earlier this last year. That's the 12-inch one that's kind of ugly looking, little lanky. But this one here is the Bravo price point, which is something that's, it's about 4.5 inches. I don't want to call it a core class. It's more like what the old Scout classes used to be back in the day, which what it is it's pretty much the Scout class height with the Scout class kind of articulation, but again, that Authentics kind of budget in terms of paint and parts. So at the end of the day, there isn't a insane amount of paint for detail. They kind of keep the decos to maybe a minimum of 2 to 3, and keeping the weapons to 2 to 3 and the parts, limited too. But it looks really good, I'll be honest with you. It's a tiny little Optimus Primal that you could have on your desk based off of the original Season 1 cartoon Beast Wars kind of style. Obviously, the paint deco isn't 100% there, especially in the chest region, but I like how they even include 2 little blasters that he could hold in his hand, but are also shoulder mounted to match how he was in the show. You could also put him in the beast mode and stuff like that, so it kind of also has a little bit of that, I guess, I don't know, kind of like the Rescue Bot in a lot of ways too. Also kind of had that same kind of gimmick. But again, looks really good. Again, the box art was the same box art used from the Titan Changers. I think it looks cool. I'll be honest with you, I kind of want to pick it up, maybe because I'm a Beast Wars guy, but I mean, to have a cool little Optimus Primal on your desk, I dig it. It's really cool. I kind of wonder how it scales to the old Robot Masters back in the day, probably around the same height, but not as much deco, but still really cool. I dig it. And again, it's probably going to be one of those more affordable small ones. But this also continues my statement that, again, 2023 is going to be a year of the Beast. Between the Rescue Bots Classic Heroes Optimus Primal we just got, the Beast Wars Monopoly game that we just got, the Jada diecast stuff that we just got, now we have these 2 Authentics pairings that are coming. And then, of course, that slew of Rise of the Beast product. It is going to be quite a year if you are a Transformers Beast Wars fan, or more specifically, the monkey himself, Optimus Primal. Really cool stuff. Really like it. Even on the back of the packaging, the Noble Maximal Leader. This is cool. This is really awesome. I really like it. I don't know what much more I could really say, but I dig it. Let me know what you think. But again, 2023, man. I'm excited. It's going to be a very fun year for Transformers. Let me know what you think.